for some laughable bowl or some healthy energy bars, well, Kitchen Garden by Suzette is a place that I'm sure you'd frequent. On the back of their recent fundraise as well as expansion plans in the city of Mumbai, I talk with the co-founders of the company. Joining me right now is Antonia, who is the head chef, and Pierre, who is the head of operations. Thank you so much for joining in. So, from the land of gourmet food, you have come to Amchi, Mumbai. First of all, bonjour. Tell us what prompted this move.
I first came to India in 2005 to study. I was studying political science in Paris in the School of Political Studies, and they had an exchange program to do abroad in any university, and I chose Delhi. So that was my first step in India. I wanted to discover that part of the world, and so I studied in Delhi for 6 months, for 1 semester. I was studying educational studies, and that's where I met my husband, who is now like the third director and also the head chef of Suzette and Kitchen Garden.
So how did you start this business? How did you start cooking over here and setting this up?
So then we came back to Mumbai. We wanted to have a first work experience in the city, in the country, and it happened to be Mumbai. And so we were doing totally different things. I was working for Pratham, which is a leading NGO on educational issues and right to education. And Jeremy was a corporate lawyer who was between France and India on helping companies to set up in India. And Pierre was the deputy director of the Chamber of Commerce, the Indo-French Chamber of Commerce. So that's how we came to Mumbai. And we started missing the coffee culture, the cafes we used to hang out in Paris, and the food. I used to work in Diamond Point at that time, and I was a bit struggling to find some healthy food option for lunch on a daily basis. So the idea came up at a dinner, the three of us, mostly out of a joke of starting something French. We first joked about having a crepe truck.
Oh my God! Why didn't you guys do that?
so I think it could be possible now. It would not have been possible with licensing and all at that time. I think to have like a food truck, but now it's getting easier. And so from a first joke, we just like told ourselves why not, and flew back to France to get trained in crepe making, and started.
That was the beginning of the story for Suzette, right?
Yes, so that was in 2011. We opened the first one in Nariman Point. So yeah, we came back from Brittany after getting trained. We all were still working at that time. So it started actually as a side business. Like we know in India, lots of people have already like 2-3 businesses. So same for us. So we started with Nariman Point in April 2011. And then it did very well from the very beginning, from day one. All the people walking around, I think, were waiting for like something new where to eat in the area. So Jeremy was actually the first one to leave his job and to work 100% of his time for Suzette.
That was after 6 months.
After
I think
then it became a full-fledged business. Now, congratulations, there's been the recent fundraise, 10 crore rupees. This is by DSG Ventures, that's backed by Singapore-based Xander Group. Tell us a little bit more about your previous investors. How much have you raised so far, and how much, what you plan to do with the funds?
Yeah, so we just received last year, actually in June, a new round of investment. So it was a co-investment between DSG Ventures and DSG Consumer Partners.
So DSG already had
invested. So DSG
invested about 7 crores.
About 7 crores already. They started in 2015. So when we started in 2011, we started with our own savings. So there was no backup. All three of us put everything we had earned and saved.
10 lakhs each.
Yeah, 10 lakhs each.
We started with 30 lakhs.
So that was a small investment, and but just to get started with Nariman Point. And then as we grew, and after opening Bandra in 2012, then because we had an opening in Powai, we wanted to start a central kitchen, a central bakery. So then DSG invested at that time in 2015. And every year, we didn't raise too much money. We didn't want to dilute the capital. Yes. We wanted to remain in control. And we didn't want to raise more than what we would need. So Deepak, who is the founder of DSG Consumer Partner, invested after that every year some amount to help us growing. And he invested a total of 7 crores so far, before the last round.
So now, as promoters of the company, how much do you guys own and how much is owned by the outside investors?
So right now, the 3 of us still own more than 60% of the company.
Okay.
And then it's distributed between the different investors that we have.
Are you guys profitable?
Yes, so that's a good thing. We just read an article recently saying that, we know that at the moment the retail industry, FMCG, it's going through a tough time in India. And for restaurant business, it's also difficult because in Mumbai the rents are very high. So all restaurants are facing everybody thinks it's a very glamorous business. So it is very exciting, but the overheads are high. And we've been managing our company, I think, very carefully, very well, not too fast. We grew quite aggressively last year because we opened 4 new places. 5 actually, yeah. It's difficult to keep
there's so
track.
many of them now.
No, but we always did it carefully. We've been always careful about the location where we wanted to open, and till date, all locations are actually profitable.
So at a store level, we have an EBITDA of between 25 to 40%.
Oh, okay.
And we chose locations, and we go ahead only if we know that we can do a certain amount of sales compared to the rent. And so that's why we never took a huge investment that allows you to have unrealistic projections and open everywhere. But we always made it a point to have profitable locations.
So how much would a standalone kitchen garden Suzette, say in Bandra, because that's been there for a while, how much would a monthly revenue generate from that approximately, just to get an idea?
So kitchen garden in Bandra does more than 50 lakhs a month, okay, without alcohol and with a pretty small surface area.
Yes.
I think the Suzette must be the most profitable outlet per square foot, because
the one in
Bandra. The one in Bandra.
Okay.
We have, I don't know if you've been, we have 4 tables inside and a small.
You mean the kitchen garden?
The Suzette.
The
So
Suzette.
Suzette must be 300
okay.
square feet,
No.
and we do up to
more than
30.
And alcohol is not part
No,
of it.
we don't have alcohol. So we kept from the beginning, also because we started with our own funds and we didn't want to burn money. So we started with very small places, and where we have a lot of turnover. So in Suzette we fill the place 10 times in a day, and it's constantly full.
So I understand that part of the capital that you've got as well, that is going to be utilized for a cloud kitchen. Is that the way forward? Is that something you'll actively look at doing as a strategy?
So we already have a central kitchen right now and a central bakery. We've been actually discussing about converting this in a cloud kitchen. It's true that today, considering the amount that restaurants are paying for rent, lots of companies are looking to diversify in a cloud kitchen, and I think it's part of the strategy. Yes, I mean, we will keep opening new places because for us what is important is, of course, the quality of the food, but also the experience of the customer coming in our restaurant. The design that Antonia has been working on. She's in charge of, she developed the design for all outlets. The service, the food, everything is an experience. Suzette has always been a Parisian cafe vibe. Kitchen Garden is this organic salad bar, sandwich bar, quite trendy. Yeah. So it's important for us to keep opening new places, and I think it's important also to strengthen the brand. But at the same time, Cloud Kitchen, yes, to reach more people in other locations where we would not probably open an outlet, but where we could do delivery. It's definitely part of the strategic growth. Yes.
Yeah. So on the online front, the idea is to improve the convenience for our customers, because even for deliveries, we have to tie up with existing delivering companies. And we have some limitation, like for example, a lot of people are asking us to start subscriptions to have our meals on a daily basis. Some people do come for 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes they work in BKC and have lunch at Kitchen Garden, live in Bandra and have a dinner at Suzette, or have all their lunch at One India Bull, for example, which is a business area. So this kind of subscription, we could start from a cloud kitchen where we can have our own server and our own subscription services and database and all.
Yeah, and it's all about customization and personalizing as well. Now, Antonia, you manage 3 brands that are now, Mumbai's culinary landmarks, if you will. So that's certainly donning the entrepreneur's hat. Tell us the long-term vision for Suzette as a company.
So we definitely first want to strengthen our presence in Mumbai. We've done it quite a bit this year and reached out to locations we have not been before. But there are still some areas we can be present, and so the online part is one second aspect. We also started a line of spreads under the brand Suzette & Co. So we have some ideas of packaged products that we could start retailing from our own locations, because now with 12 locations across Mumbai, we have the shelves to display and actually
Will
reach
you
out.
expand to more cities within
So
India?
we've had opportunities and offers in many cities in India and abroad, like Singapore and I think
Dubai.
UAE and Dubai. We didn't want to...
But you like Amchi Mumbai.
We love Mumbai, and we didn't want to rush. I mean, that's why we didn't take investment at the beginning, and that's why now we are always very cautious, because we want to be sure we can maintain the same quality. We would have to set up a full supply chain. Like in Mumbai, we work very closely with an organic farm that maybe we'll talk about. So we would have to recreate this supply chain in any city we start in, and that would require some additional investment, some contact. So I think in main cities we would do it with a strong operational partner. That's one way forward for us.
And you've also invested in Born, which is clothing for children with a French style.
Yes.
Tell us more.
So Elodie, the designer, is a close friend, and we followed her starting this company, starting designing the first collection, creating the brand. And she was at one point where she was looking for funding, and we were discussing, and that's the part in a company which I like the most, when you are creating the concept, launching a brand, and where everything is still new, and I find it the most exciting moment in a company. So we actually introduced her to Deepak, our investor, and pitched the brand for her. So Jeremy helped her a lot in all the business part and the business strategy. And so we became founding partners at that time with her. And I recently invested a little additional money to make it grow.
Now there's a lot of QSR chains, there's a lot of restaurants that are doing healthy offerings. You're getting everything online at the click of a button, whether you want a granola bar, yogurt, a healthy salad. There's a lot of competition. How are you guys staying relevant? Are you not worried?
So I think when there is competition, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
It means that there's a market for it, and that it's not a fad and that will die in a few years. I think it's a real change of lifestyle for Indians, and that it will stay. So we are actually happy to see that there are many more players. I think we were one of the first, if not the first, in Mumbai to actually start a fully organic chain in the city. When we started Suzette in 2011, the idea was to be a fully organic chain. Which we had managed partly because the supply of organic produce at that time was very limited. We had contacted a farmer's market that was just nascent and they could not supply a restaurant. Back in 2012, we contacted the farm we are currently working with, and they sent us amazing samples of organic produce, and we got super excited for Suzette, and they just told us we cannot deliver to Mumbai, we are too small, we can't cope up. So it was our idea since the very beginning, and we are very happy that more players are in, because it means more more
Supply
supply, more better supply chain, more farms going into organic because there's a demand now on the restaurant level, but also like for houses.
So it's offering farms. That's the farm that's helping you become, 85 a completely organic menu. Currently, it's about 85%. That's
It's
organic.
even more than that now. We are like constantly like reaching out and being contacted by new organic suppliers and artisans. So it's I don't know. I would say 90% probably.
90%.
And local.
Suzette and Kitchen Garden.
Yeah, and we've recently, thanks to offering farms again, converted Suzette also to organic.
Organic.
So all the produce also at Suzette are organic.
Okay, so I believe that it is the gluten-free chocolate walnut cookie. That is one
So
of
for
the
the chocolate, I
the
will
fav-
leave Pierre to
So that's one of the favorites on the menu.
It is.
What is it that Indians are eating in Suzette? I mean, are they going for the salads? Are they going for the savory?
I think everything. I mean, whether Suzette or Kitchen Garden. When we started, we were doing like salad and crepes, and lots of people. It was in Ironman Point, so corporate area.
Yeah.
Lots of people were very like, do you have like proper food like sandwich and French fries and all? And now the same people are coming, having a green juice, having a nice salad, and the
Got to
good
keep that tummy flat.
exactly. And the good thing, I think, whether you go to Suzette or Kitchen Garden, is you will find something that you like.
Yeah.
I mean, we have like our menu is quite diverse.
Yeah.
We've extended the menu. Like Jeremy and Anthony have been working like they are improving the menu and adding new items every year.
Yeah.
And so, true, the gluten-free chocolate cookie is to die for. I love it. I've got a very big sweet tooth,
Yeah.
and so do
And I love
Indian
that
have.
cheesecake too.
Yes.
That's fabulous. So what's the most popular item? One item if you had to.
There's not one item. It's like, between the crepe, the sandwich, the salad,
Okay.
the dessert, the pastries, and now with the Suzette bakery,
Yeah.
there are new
Yeah, I would say maybe
the breads.
The
Yeah.
hot chocolate at Suzette and
Yes.
the sourdough.
Yeah, the sourdough
Our
bread.
sourdough at Kitchen Garden,
Okay.
which is really a signature.
And what do you guys like eating in Mumbai? Something like street food or spicy food and stuff?
We love Indian food. I mean,
Yeah.
they are like one of our favorite restaurants, like some Thali place,
Okay.
like in
Gujarat
Kalbadevi,
Thali.
Gujarat Thali. We've been eating everywhere in Mumbai, trying new
Sure.
places. So yeah, we love Indian food.
And we love the food right here at Kitchen Garden. So thank you so much, Pierre and Antonia, for giving us that glimpse, and all the very best for your future.
Thank you very much.